ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. I have just come to interact with you on a very sensitive and controversial, yet a radical kind of change that has taken place in the history of India. For the last 72 years, we have never had the courage to go ahead with such kind of change, not only in the body or the text of the Constitution, but in the entire spirit and the dynamics of Indian polity. Well, before that, I would like to mention there are two special reasons to come here. One, because Dr. K.C. Ramurthy is a personal friend of mine. Dr. Sadhika, all of us, we have known each other for the last 2.5 decades. I have come here a number of times to interact with him in different capacities. Second, Dr. Subramanya and Dr. Shivkumar. Dr. Shivkumar is a very eminent professor who should have been Vice Chancellor of VTU, I think the second or the first Vice Chancellor. Such eminent people miss their opportunities, not because they don't have the merit or the preeminence as academics in their own chosen field, whether it's engineering, science, arts or law. But they are people who have silently served the academic community. And incidentally, both of us come from Mysore. That's a second special reason. Third one is my dear friend, Dr. Subramanya. Dr. Subramanya is also one of the few lucky persons who became Vice Chancellor without any blemish. Why I am saying is, you are all students of law. You might have heard or read in the newspapers that there are universities today, most of the universities, barring few exceptions, like private universities like this. Even private universities are also suspect. But exceptions are always there because that's how the country has hopes. Our hopes depend on the kind of excellence that is there here and there in patchwork, not in the entire perspective. And Dr. Subramanya is one such Vice Chancellor whom I personally admire and respect him, because as a registrar I have seen him, and as a professor I have also interacted with him, and a very dedicated academic. You are lucky to say that, apart from my being happy to be here because of these three reasons. One, Dr. Ramurthy, second, Dr. Shivkumar, and Subramanya. And of course, all other faculty, ladies and gentlemen, students. I am very happy to be here. And this topic, particular topic that I have chosen, it's a very commonplace topic. Because every day you read in the newspapers, and every day you come across the kind of opinions for and against, the political mileage, and the substantial impact that has made on the body politic and the very geopolitical. I would like to, because you are all law students, I will not go into the nitty-gritty of legal aspects. They are all formal, but behind the formal legal structure, there is a substantial kind of undercurrent or the kind of aspirations of the people that need to be implemented. Constitution, for example, this constitution itself is one of the lengthiest constitutions. When you say it's lengthiest, what does it mean? It means that it has to address the problems of a society which has a history of more than 5,000 years and has entered as a modern nation in the context of the political system that we have inherited in this entire global context. So therefore, India has its own challenges. You see the American Constitution, 6 articles. The entire quintessence of American love for democracy and the urge for liberty, that freedom, for the kind of adventurous spirit with which America has achieved the economic superpower status, apart from being a political superpower. Now, why do you think constitutions are only the kind of framework within which each nation carves its own agenda for national growth and sustainability, and also achieving the unachievable. the context of Indian constitution, with such lengthy constitution, all of you know, I need not dwell upon it because as a political science professor or a teacher, I would say I'm basically a teacher, I will end as a teacher. The constitution, I have been teaching constitution of India. I was also wondering, like many of you, why it is so bulky, so complex, and every minor detail is included. And actually, the constitution is only a basic framework. Constitution should not be so lengthy. But the problem with the Indian constitution is that's the point which I am trying to bring to Article 370. Why and how Article 370 becomes significant in the context of the overall Indian political system that we have inherited. We have to address so many problems. And you read the Constitution Assembly debate, Constituent Assembly debates, the number of debates that are being, they're graded upon. And people have spent months and years and their own kind of experience and wisdom to make this, chisel out this Constitution. And they must have thought that this is a country which has been attacked, it has been subjugated, it has been kind of suppressed, and it has been treated in such a way that it has become ultimately a colony of British Empire. Now, with all the cultural heritage and all that, why this country underwent this kind of situation? I must say that the uniqueness of India is that we are a country, I would say, without mentioning the word secular was not there in the Constitution of India. You know it. It came the 42nd Amendment. Though without being mentioned as a secular constitution, we were a secular people. The beauty of Indian culture, heritage, tradition is that we have been secular all through because, as Vivekananda has, or Mahatma Gandhi has said, that India has assimilated all the best qualities of all the civilizations and cultures, including its own. But still it has survived. So therefore, even like you in 1963 or 64, when I was reading the Constitution as a student, I was thinking why Indian Constitution is so lengthy and made more complex. At times I have also said that, a number of TV debates, I did question some Supreme Court advocates that Indian Constitution, Dr. Subramanian knows it because we often teach in the classroom saying that Indian Constitution is a paradise for liars. For common people, the Constitution is not so familiar. Though we have put it as a part of text in engineering, science and other colleges and all that, just to inculcate the values of the Constitution or the preamble. You see the preamble? I think the preamble would have been sufficient for a country like India, but it is not that easy to administer a country like India. So the kind of diversity, the linguistic differences, regional differences, and the kind of ethnic differences that we have, and also the kind of onslaughts that we have undergone. The Mughal period, they assimilated, they stayed here. The British, they came as traders and they ruled us. And of course, they have given us benefits of certain other things, including English language for international communication, etc. So I would say the Constitution, the length of the Constitution, I was just touching upon that, before going to this. It looks like that India has been a country which has several challenges inherent in itself. The first and foremost was national movement. Now national movement was fought, all of you know, just for 2 seconds or 2 minutes I will dwell upon this, so that I should lay the correct foundation for our perception of not only Article 370 but the very essence of the Constitution. Because the spirit of the Constitution has to be lived by the people. Otherwise, you have seen, as students you must have heard or teachers must have told you, that the French Republic, today it is under 5th Republic. If the Constitution don't meet the aspirations of the people, they will be thrown into gutters. That's what happened in France. The British, they don't have a Constitution, but still, based on certain tradition and other statutory laws and all that, the Constitution has survived. So it doesn't mean that Constitution is must and should, but if you want to preserve a modern political system like democracy, even in China they have a Constitution. I have gone there a number of times, but that is not the Constitution which we would like to have. Yesterday, for example, somebody was telling that India is trying to, under Modi, is trying to emulate Chinese example, Singapore example, Malaysian example. I quite disagree with that. Most of you will also, because we do not want to surrender democracy for the sake of economic growth. Though economic growth is our immediate agenda, development, but as a people, we have our own self-respect and the kind of republican spirit that we have. That's why I said the Indian Constitution is something extraordinary. It should be a text for all students of all law courses throughout the world, I am saying, because it has answered all the problems. You see from chapter 1 to the end, the schedules, how many problems. That itself shows that this is a big challenge, and India has passed through that challenge. It is not that the Constitution has failed. Dr. Ambedkar, I hope you remember, he has said that however good, best Constitution it may be, if the men are wild, that Constitution will be of no use. Ultimately, it is you and me who make that Constitution to come into reality, that we are more important and relevant. So therefore, as law students, you are fortunate because you deal with it in detail. But I would say that the people of India are not yet educated in the spirit of the Constitution, in which they are supposed to take care of the country. Because it's a republic. The people are sovereign. Every citizen of India is a sovereign entity. That atomic, the kind of strength he has got, that is shown in the periodic elections, whatever, change of regimes and all that. I would say that democracy has survived in India. It is electoral democracy, even today. It is not real democracy, because there are other components of democracy that should have been realized by the people of India. The economic kind of democracy, the liberty, equality, equal opportunity. All these are token kind of solutions are there. But in a holistic way, I would say still we have to go a long way. In spite of 72 years, thank God, we have the resilience to survive a framework of Constitution. But for this, of course, it did happen in emergency. Srimati Indira Gandhi, who came to power through electoral verdict, she declared emergency just for the sake of her personal agenda. The kind of greed that she wanted to be in power, she did it. But shortly, that was removed, because thanks to people like you, the judiciary. So judiciary has saved the Indian Constitution from the kind of fate that other constitutions of developing democracies have faced. So therefore, I salute the framers of the Constitution of India, and also the people, the judiciary. All of you are going to be either lawyers or judges. I salute the judiciary. It's still a kind of institution which we have faith in that. That is a kind of reverence that I have today for the judiciary. But for judiciary, most of us would have been not seen the light of the day also. That's okay. Now coming to the topic itself, I chose Aristotle for one purpose, because I'm a great admirer of Aristotle. Between Plato and Aristotle, I love Aristotle, because he speaks for the golden mean, the middle path, not for the aristocracy or the monarchy, or for the kind of poor people whom we see also, these slaves. He did have the idea of slaves, but today, from today's angle, Aristotle is also very conservative for many of us. No, I'm sure all of you will appreciate the kind of he always spoke of rule of law. Rule of law is, what is law? Can anybody tell me what is law? In a simple 2 sentences. I would say, as speaking on your behalf, I would say, law is bereft of emotion. It is a reason bereft of emotion. Because all our emotional aspirations as human beings have been erased. And we come to a kind of correct decision or position where on the basis of reason we evolve the system of rule of law. Rule of law means we do not trust any individual, any rich man. We trust only the Constitution or the law that guides us, are supposed to take care of us. So that way I salute Aristotle. He says the government is everywhere sovereign in the state. Who is sovereign? It is you and me. That's why he differed with his master Plato. He said ideal State is possible. Philosopher king is desirable. Okay, but it is not possible because when I think political science also is taught here. You have read of Hobbes. What does he say about human nature? Selfish, narrow, brutish, solitary, and whatnot. All of us are part of that also, that those emotions are. Because we have education, because we have a culture, because we have a rule of law, today we all behave like gentlemen. But inside the band, there is a lot of emotion that urge it there. So it is law that makes that as a kind of framework to protect them. So therefore, unlike other political philosophers, he was for a mixed form of government, lying between the government of many different characters. So he said middle class. Because the slaves, they do not have that kind of, slaves means those who are illiterate, those who are not educated. From that angle, majority of our people who have not understood the constitution, they come under category of slaves. Now I am not saying that, I am just inferring that also. And he will not trust rich people because rich people have a different kind of approach in that kind of administration of power or manipulations of power. And today, most visible and long-surviving constitutional governments are categorized as parliamentary and presidential. I will not go into that debate also. Pass. The constitution of the government, whichever is in power, is bound by the will of the people. It grows out of the experience and aspirations of the people. That's why I said a constitution should be a living document. It's Magna Carta for people of every citizen of this country. And that perhaps has taken the kind of situation that we have seen in the freedom struggle. And in the freedom struggle, what was the purpose? Earlier we were mendicant policies. Later we realized Swaraj, then Quit India movement. Gradually we realized the importance of the value of freedom and our own self-rule. And that, of course, the Constituent Assembly has gone through that also. So finally, 9th December 46 to 26 November 95, the Constituent Assembly was in and out. All of them struggled so much that they wanted to bring a kind of, I don't say a solution, but a framework in order to accommodate the different aspirations, the rising expectations of the people. And that perhaps is the reason for this bulkiest constitution. And that's also another point I always mention, incidentally, just to provoke your thinking. I'm not going to be purely textual. I will be more interactive. The more laws that you have, the more suspicion you have in your own self. Isn't it? You see the British Constitution, they have no constitution. It's an unwritten American Constitution, the briefest, but yet it is the most powerful country. Forget about the economic might, the kind of love for freedom, even to the extent of aberration. Right to possess a gun is a fundamental right in the US, and you are seeing the tragic consequences of that also. So, anything extended beyond a certain reasonable limit, I'm sure any constitution would fail the test of the times. And that way, I would say that Indian constitution is something which has amalgamated all these things. Second, my dear friends, don't think that Indian constitution is our own original. Like the constitution or democracy itself. Democracy is alien to India. We were all brought under a monarchical system. Raja, he was next to God alone. Like that we have been brought, or we have been ruled like that also. But we realized the value of democracy, freedom, constitutional government, because as I said, instead of trusting, one example is there. I'll give you an example. The same example of Aristotle I'll quote before I go into 370. Aristotle said, a feast served. Okay. Thank you for your presence. It's an honor. Aristotle says, a feast administered or hosted by a rich man, however delicious it is not tasty for me or acceptable. A feast which is shared by all is the best feast that I relish and enjoy. That is the spirit of democracy. That's why he differed from his master, Plato. He says, Master, you are right, but such ideal men are not there. And your half communism will not work. Then he wanted to bring the communism in terms of not the communism of Russia or China, Plato's communism, communism of family, communism of property. He wanted the rulers not to have any property, any kind of personal greed or need. So that's why he brought in that. But you know, Karl Popper, one of the best political scientists the world has ever produced, next to Henry Kissinger, who was an expert in international affairs, Karl Popper made a comment saying that Plato is no doubt an ideal, but in the urge or in the speed in which he wanted the ideal philosopher king to rule. Because men are such worst people, and in order to rule them, the king must be a philosopher. He should not be an absolute monarch or a very cruel ruler. He should be a philosopher, because that itself will elevate the soul of man. So, but you know, Karl Popper said, no, this is not workable. That's why Aristotle said, and Karl Popper's statement, I will make it. Please remember, many of you will not get it also. Nobody will quote these days. Karl Popper said, Plato wanted to establish, no doubt, a philosopher king's rule, but he never knew that he was committing a blunder of creating a society of bastards. Because Plato wanted the rulers, like our present prime minister, ministers, and all these so-called legislators, not to have family, not to have property, but because human urge is there, nature is there, that kind of basic requirements, the raw feelings of man, that they should be satisfied. How? You have a common mess and common family. You do not know whose children, whose father. And that kind of approach, whatever the hindsight that Plato had, many people did not agree on. So therefore, we agreed upon a written constitution. We agreed upon a textual kind of framework for different political democracies. No problem, I can make myself because it's a dark they should not. But she says recording is going on and she wants me to have a break. You are all students from Karnataka or from different parts of India? What made you to choose Bangalore and CMR Law Institute? What made you? No, I'm just asking. Is it because you love Karnataka and Bangalore?
Yes.
Don't compel yourself to give a very formal and superficial answer. You just be straight. I'm glad I'm just saying. You are in one of the best private universities, I should say. I have a lot of reservations about private universities because I personally belong to state. State should administer education. But because of certain other reasons, flexibility, we have allowed private universities to come, and this is an exception. All exceptions cannot be a rule, So on such provision, now I will come to the Constitution. It is not original. I mentioned, I stopped that. We have borrowed immensely from all other constitutions, including the preamble. So that means to say that we are open. That's why I said India has got that. Mahatma Gandhi said, "Let my windows be open for all thoughts to come from the world." Vivekananda, he was not a fundamentalist. Many people brand Vivekananda as a Hindu. No, he's not a Hindu. He was for the culture that India stood for. And because of convenience and for the sake of publicity or for advantage, we call him, say, a fundamentalist, a communist, we call Vivekananda as Hindu. No, they are all above. Hinduism itself is not a rigid religion. It's a way of life. That point you will definitely interact later when I come to 10 minutes I have reserved for politics and religion. How politics has entered into religion. Politics should be away from religion. That doesn't mean secularism. I am talking in different ways. In terms of morality, in terms of righteousness, in terms of Rajadharma, in terms of the values and the culture of a society, the excellent characteristics of a human society are embodied in the culture. That is the kind of culture that India represents. But unfortunately, practiced we are. So, our framers of the Constitution wisely borrowed text by sentence by sentence, word by word. Act of 1909, 1919, 1935. 1935 itself covers the entire federal structure of Indian Constitution. So, someone would say, we owe so much to the enlightened world, which has evolved constitutional democracies in different parts of the world. So therefore, we should take pride. When we have borrowed so much, 80 to 90% from outside, which was alien to Indian ethos, Indian perversions, Indian decadence, and Indian resurgence, we also should know that we as people have that kind of openness. That catholicity of mind, that is the spirit of Hinduism. It is not the rituals. I am not talking of rituals. Rituals are different. I am not talking of fundamentalism. Hindus cannot be fundamentalists. Hindus can never be fundamentalists. Which that way, the Article 370 has to be viewed, because the entire world has welcomed it. But some people are propagating that Article 370 is an affront on the spirit of the Constitution of India, which is secular and which is a kind of constitution which has made promises to the people at the time of merger into Indian Union. These are all very superficial arguments, like a lawyer arguing. See, for example, Mukul Rohatti, who argues for BJP as a government advocate, he also argues for D.K. Shivakumar to get him bail. What do you say? You would say, as students of law, you would say he's doing his profession, because till you are proved guilty, you are innocent, you are accused. That kind of clever position you can take. But the morality point of view, a person who argues for a cause for which he thinks the spirit and the letter of the Constitution of India has enabled him or entrusted him, he should not change for the sake of convenience, even in the court of law also. So that's why that's why I said the Indian Constitution is a paradise of lawyers, because you and me cannot go to Supreme Court. You ask to do it. Even High Court, I have fought 3 cases against 3 governors. How much it has cost, I alone know it. Only for public interest purpose. So much so, the point I am saying is that the Constitution of India has taken so much of new ideas in order to build a new India. Thanks to the science and technology, thanks to our scientific laboratories, thanks to our spirit of innovation, and the kind of achievements that, including the recent Chandrayana, and all that is all because of this particular constitutional setup of a democracy. Imagine if the British was to be there. Many of you have heard Shashi Tharoor's attack on British, the reparations that he is claiming for India. You must have heard it. So much so, in terms of the beauty of Indian Constitution is, I must say, the genius and the wisdom and the vision, the forethought of our framers of the Constitution, who are really eminent people, I must say. Second thing is, also it's a stroke of genius that I should respect. Out of memory, I would salute them, is when people say, like Aristotle prescribes the qualification for citizenship. He says, citizen must have qualification, dash, 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 property, this and that, because aliens should not be your citizens, because they will be subordinating. That was the idea of the Greek democracy, which he saw those days. But the beauty of Indian Constitution, many illiterate members with long experience in political public life, they were members of the Constituent Assembly. And somebody asked, why I am saying is, these are things that give you better insight than the pure textual debates of the assembly you follow. You take that. I'll give just an example. One illiterate man stood and said, when all people were suggesting that India, like Churchill, suspected that the criminals will rule India and we are handing over the Indian political system to people who are street fellows, or he was thinking who are paupers, who are uncouth, like that. What he said? When somebody mentioned there must be a minimum qualification, SSLC or PUC or that, some qualification. What he said? Mr. Nehru and Dr. Ambedkar ji, when 80% of the Indians are illiterate, you are talking of prescribing a qualification for citizenship? The entire Constituent Assembly was silent for 1 or 2 minutes. Immediately they realized that in their idealism, They should not forget the ground realities. Therefore, I will choke up then that particular thing, that qualification to be prescribed. Even for political leaders, we don't have qualifications. Many of our education ministers were not even graduates. Till last few months back, our higher education minister was only a SSLC pass. Look at the beauty of Indian democracy. Common sense and the kind of people that are there. So therefore, just there's one example to show how pedantic, erudite you are in the Constituent Assembly. You must also think of the common man, who are the people out there. And that way, I think the Indian Constitution has answered all these problems. One such provision, now we'll come to Article 370. One such provision in the Indian Constitution is vested in the Parliament power to admit into the Union. You see, we have a rigid Constitution, we have fundamental rights. Amendment process itself is a very tough challenge, tough, difficult, because Modi faced that, the triple talaq and other issues to bring amendment. Because Rajya Sabha, they didn't have majority. You know what happened? Ultimately, the framers of the Constitution, they knew, just like qualification being not prescribed for citizenship, they also thought that India is a new combination of the British provinces and 500 odd princely states. It should be very flexible. See, look at their forethought. In 2019, we take advantage of this flexibility of the Constitution, Article 2 and 3. By simple majority, you can admit, alter, and make political geography of India into different states, union territories, etc. Nobody has ever challenged it, because it is a very convenient provision. To start with, in the beginning itself, India is not a federal state. It's a union with whatever the spirit you have. Today it looks like we are marching towards Unitarianism. The Article 2 and 3 itself is the root cause for Article 370 being abrogated or diluted, I would say. It is this that is relevant for our topic of discussion today, that it is a controversial article which has survived, and on 5th of August it has been abrogated. Article 370 is there, special provision. Even Article 370 was also a temporary provision, just like Article 2 and 3 which says. But my most shocking thing that I am visualizing is, in a retrograde way, this has happened, Article 370. From a state assembly, you are reduced to a union territory. Actually, it should be vice versa, in a progressive context of Indian development. Why this has happened, this contradiction, this aberration, this kind of, whatever, the kind of adjustment that we have made. Even that is temporary also. They have promised, the central government promised that the assembly will be restored, and in course of time, BJP, not BJP, the central government will try to restore the original status of Kashmir and all that. Okay, whatever that is, I leave it to you. I'm just posing some questions, and just to make you to think before you ask some questions to me. Based on this power, a flexible power, with a simple majority criteria, it revoked Article 330 and removed this obnoxious special status. I'm not a BJP man. My name is Puranik, but I am very Adhunik, more progressive than all of you, because I believe in secularism and the spirit and the values and the preamble of the Constitution of India. Right from beginning, even when I was teaching, I was thinking, why this? Two flags, two prime ministers, special status, Article 35, all these kind of things and all that. At that time of integration of India, even Sardar Patel is also guilty. I can give you evidence from Constituent Assembly debates. All these people, they knew that this is going to be a very ticklish problem in future also. Because of the situation in which Hyderabad, Junagadh, Kerala, Travancore Maharaja, forget our Kechamala Jodiyar of Mysore state. Many people say that he was also willing to declare Mysore as independence. No. He was advised by such people, because we as a principal or a dean or vice chancellor, he has to take suggestions from others. Doesn't mean he agrees with them. And that kind of openness was there. So, Dr. Ambedkar, the only one who was opposing this Article 370, to be fair to the people who protected, inserted this provision, which is temporary. Many people say when it is temporary, why it has survived for 70 years? I will also ask another question to you. I will give you another suggestion or answer to you. Reservation, it was meant for 10 years. Why you have continued for more than 7 decades? The context, the compulsions of the situation, the kind of churning that takes place from period to period, from time to time, in the body politic. Politics itself is a dynamic entity. It is not a stagnant water, it is a flowing water. So, the political undercurrents and the kind of demands that come from people, sometimes they are responded very favorably by the governments that are in power. That also needs willpower, the guts. That's why Mr. Modi in the recent election is challenged. The opposition, including specifically Congress, he said, if you have guts, you reinsert Article 370. They are not. Because that was an obnoxious thing also. In the same country, you are not eligible to go and take property. Many of us, 90% of us, we can't afford even to have property in Bangalore. Leave that alone. I'm talking of the spirit of the Constitution. When you say the spirit of the Constitution, it has to be lived every day. We must own our Constitution. Just as the traffic rules where we take protection for our private body and our vehicles and our personal movements. That is the link that we have. That's why I always say, if the traffic rules are respected by the so-called people out there in the streets and in the highways, I'm sure that country has got a stability of any regime, whether it is this or that, most of democratic system also. If you violate, where is the kind of respect that you have for rule of law? And that is the spirit in which it was there. So, I call it not only obnoxious, the kind of situation that was there, very awkward, especially for a political scientist or teacher like me. Bifurcation of the state into two union territories, Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh. Now all these were compulsorily put there. It happens in all our private situations to overcome the kind of emotional crisis and the kind of challenges that are there, the kind of whatever the thrust is there. We always impose a temporary solution. That was the temporary solution. But Congress cleverly took advantage of this Article 370. Though Nehru was unhappy, he imprisoned Sheikh Abdullah and put him in Ooty. And he removed all his powers, everything. It was a very honest attempt on the part of Nehru. He knew that Article 370 has been misused. That unfortunately again, the politics of appeasement, what you call today in popular jargon, vote bank politics. When you think of mass group votings, you go for that kind of vote bank politics, communal, casteist, or this or that. So same way, perhaps somebody must have advised him. Then he restored him, gave him that. But one thing I must tell you, you must also go through Article 370. Very, very, very exciting kind of situation which you have to read Article 370 beyond or between the lines also. See, the restoration of position and prime ministership and all that, but slowly, gradually, Indian administrators who were aware of this kind of alarming situation that would emerge in terms of the present system of, or the present challenge or problem of terrorism, they never thought that this would go in such a big conflagration. They also gave concessions to them also. But nobody dared touch Article 370. So this means to say that the decision to alter the political map and future of the region in the context of historical blunder that was committed, I am not blaming Nehru. People say Nehru was responsible for taking it to UN. No. As Prime Minister, as Vice Chancellor, he may take a decision, but that under the compulsions of the situation, that decision has to be signed by somebody. That he has done. If that is blamed on Nehru, even Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel also to be blamed at that time. Because he went to UN, because you see, the demands of Hyderabad, the demands of Junagadh, the demands of Travancore Maharaja, and the kind of mass killing that was going on in the name of two-nation theory in that region, adjacent to Pakistan, and the very concept of two-nation theory, which Mahatma Gandhi did oppose, and he paid for his own life. All this has to be viewed in a holistic way, not in an isolated way. Then only you will see why this Article 370 was kept under artificial aspiration, and the patient or the political system or the region was kept in coma for so much long that it had to come this year itself to see that that kind of awkward situation is moved. So, aggression, annexation, assimilation, integration, all these problems were there. So they were not in a position to pay exclusive attention. They said, okay. And the British also, the Britishers are experts in not only educating people for the slavish or the support of the government, but also they are good in divide and rule. The Britishers are known for this, and they created this. And Lord Mountbatten is one of the persons. You read the memoirs of all these great men. They will mention how he was influencing even after independence, because he was governor. Later Rajaji became and all that. So these are the people who have made this. So the informal caucus. I hope you know the meaning of caucus. Caucus, small group of people, the cliques of 3 or 4 men. It is there in all political parties, including BJP. It is this Bhagwat, it could be Amit Shah, it could be Modi, it could be Sonia, it could be Rahul, it could be Ghulam Abi Azad, and all that. This caucus itself will impose a decision as if it is a collective decision for the sake of party or for the sake of nation and all that. So it is these small groups, the power groups, you can call, I don't say vested interest, the power groups, the power managers, who have tried to impose certain things as solutions and all that. So the approval of the resolution by the the kind of situation that was there to avoid the jihadist groups taking advantage of the situation. It's a coincidence that Modi is very aggressive in terms of national unity, identity. But he is not totally to be branded as pure RSS follower also. In the context of 370, all this is required, because you are going to live for another 60, 70 years. You must know how to handle this political system and preserve the Constitution of India also. The approval of the resolution in both the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha was only a kind of token kind of process that went. Apart from the consent of the Assembly of J&K, it was not there. Technically, as long as you may say, governor was everything. He was the state, he was the legislature, he gave approval. But it's all a quid pro quo. Whatever it is, the situation is like that. There is so much of terrorism, threat in the borders, Pulwama, and many other such attacks which are there. These are the issues that dominate the thinking process and the decision-making elite who are there in the government to think of a solution. Not necessarily a adopt solution, a solution. And no solution is permanent. It can be changed, it can be altered, it can be like many things that have happened in India also. But in reservation, we don't want to do it because it is a ploy to get the advantages of votes by all the parties, including BJP. That means to say that still society is unequal and you are continuing with the old ploy or old kind of tricks to survive in the political system of India for the purpose of electoral gains, not for the realization of the basic values of the Constitution of India. And then another surprising thing you should see in Article 370 abrogation is plebiscite issue. I don't think it's an issue at all. Even UN also is not bothered. If UN was serious, it could have decided long back. Not because China was not supporting Pakistan, or US was opposing India, or Russia was strongly behind India. No, plebiscite was an assurance given at that time of a situation where things had to be normalized. Where is the normalcy? Even for 25 this remains in the agenda of UN, plebiscite will not take place. Because no party is ready for that, especially from Indian side, plebiscite is a dead provision. So therefore, with due respect to UN, which is a very weakest body that we have seen in handling the crisis and the kind of imbalance that the Security Council has got, I don't think this will be a serious problem for India. But the serious problem for India of Article 370 will be is another aggressive posture that we have taken. Because as students of law and political affairs, we should be very cautious about this. Occupied Kashmir. See, very clever agenda we have proposed. This is not enough. This Article 370 is not enough. We have to take back the POK also. In all this, who are the people who have to decide on this? It is the people of Kashmir. Where are the people of Kashmir who are in a calm and a very balanced mind? Forget the religious part. As citizens of this country, they have enjoyed the benefits. That's why I say, for last 70 years, Kashmir was kept out of the economic development and other advantages which other states were enjoying. This is the enlightenment that should come in the minds of young youths who pelt stones at the soldiers and try to protest saying that Kashmir belongs to us and Indians are ruling us or it is under India's subjugation and all that. You know, these are all misguided, these are all propaganda oriented, they are all externally inspired, orchestrated, kind of the kind of brainwashing that is taking place in the valley. That's it. So therefore, I think these are the things that I am interested in, not in the legal or jurisdictional point of it also. So, POK encroachment and series of advantages that the Kashmiri people have been denied. I think in one package, BJP has definitely taken care of delivering this. But unfortunate thing is, many of you may ask that question, but you can still ask me. If I am wrong, I will be enlightened. If I am right, you will be enlightened. Either way. Communication systems are broken down. When your entire mohalla is full of people who are against the Constitution of India, against the spirit of secularism, against the institutional structures that we have inherited, schools, hospitals, and other developmental activities and all that, professions, jobs and all that. You talk of this kind of glorified liberal, intellectual, ivory tower kind of thinking that communications are dead and all that. It is the root of call, terrorism. Communications have been very cleverly exploited. Today, modern technology is so much that just at the click of a button you can explode a bomb and create havoc. The costliest damage will be for the human lives also. So therefore, many of you who have questions to say, today normalcy is not restored. It is not a 70-year obnoxious situation of Article 370 giving two flags, two prime ministers, and Indian people not integrated with the constitution, with Kashmir, which is our heaven on the earth. You know, the kind of glorified assumptions that we have about that land. I don't think even an inch of that land will be given up by India also. Nobody, no prime minister would do it. Remember Lal Bahadur Shastri? In 1986, when he signed that run of Kutch, he had such kind of turmoil in his body, mind, soul. He was thinking, what will people of think? Not even a blade of grass grows there. I have handed over for the sake of peace and all that. What about Mufti? Who now is under our house arrest, her own father, her own sister, for the sake of her sister, we returned that Masood, a dreaded terrorist of the entire world. So these are all compromises that you have made. Very costly compromises. Such compromises are bound to happen. Politics is the art of the possible. Without compromise, you cannot survive in political system. So, political system itself is a different entity. Forget the but this overall framework protects our operation of such political maneuvering, expediency, what we call expediency. The moment that is there, you think of that. The moment of the man of the moment is Amit Shah. The man of the moment is Modi. That doesn't mean they are angels. They are saints in public life. No, they have also their Achilles heel, which we can definitely identify and tell them that you have such housing. So, in terms of that, I chose this only because of that, For the last 70 years, the kind of agony that we were going through. So, Indian government has tackled this complex issue head on, which was vexatious 70-year-old problem, 72-year-old problem, which had wrecked the soul of our nation by one stroke of pen. This is the very considered, very committed, very passionate statement I have made. So that is the leadership that we require in democracy. Same spirit should be there for removal of poverty, employment generation, for our kind of treatment of equality, to bring women on par with the men, including transgenders who have been given a token equal status in India also. These are all experiments that go on from period to period. And you people are fortunate to have seen this. We are the generation, I'm 75, we are the generation who are begging for wheat from America. In a weekly ration, I used to go and stand in the queues with my brothers and sisters and get 4 or 5 shares or whatever kgs of wheat and survive. And those were the days. That's why PL 420, that is PL 480. PL not 420, it is 480. 420 because people have misused that also. 480, that money was used to account for the exchange of food for us. Today we are self-sufficient. Thanks to Swaminathan and Medar. That's why I said we have made tremendous success in science and other areas also. Definitely. But still, it has not reached the bulk of the people. And so, this Article 370 spirit, if it is rightly propagated, not for electoral purposes, whether BJP is in power or not, BJP should say that this is the best contribution that we have given to the people of India. By removing this cancerous growth of a separate identity which has led to communal cauldron clashes and the kind of tensions that we have seen. 40,000 people have died, my dear young friends, in the last 70 years, defending only Kashmir. Forget the war. I'm not talking of Indo-Pak war, conflict, Bangladesh war. And actually, Bangladesh we were lucky because lakhs of Pakistani soldiers surrendered to India also. So that means to say, politics is a very different game, especially defense, especially handling terrorists. All those issues are to be taken in the right spirit. Otherwise, we will be mistaking it for propaganda or for publicity as well. So, let us not make such ado about technical and legal interpretation which are prerogatives of some political parties, armchair intellectuals and other pro-Pakistan elements in and outside the country. Why I mentioned in and outside the country? Inside the country, there are people who think Pakistan is right. How any sane citizen of this country can say Pakistan is a friend of India? Pakistan is a permanent headache in the body politic of South Asia. Why it is a permanent headache? I am not saying Pakistan should be destroyed, erased from the map of the world. I am not saying it's a member of the UN. We do respect. We have bilateral relations also, unresolved problems also. Why it is a permanent headache? Pakistan is there. Place which is harboring all the terrorist camps in Pakistan, aided and abetted by the rich Islamic ISIS groups that are there. Now, when such reality is there, then outside many people are there who are making noise. Can any civilized lady or gentleman can go out and say, oh, don't make galata and all that? No, you have to use the force, you have to use the police, you have to use the army, you have to use an emergency-like situation to subside that situation. So therefore, in that context, you have to see that also. So, in my opinion, nothing but an unprecedented in its political courage, wisdom, and right timing to remove this special status and treat it like any other state of India, solely to end the decades-old separatist movement, mass killings of civilians, 40,000 people, including soldiers, and perpetuating the terrorist incursions day in and day out in India. This is the only thing that we have to do. When there is a flood, you can't say my suit is getting dirty. No? Throw that. You go and plunge into the waters to save others, if possible, or save yourself. And that is the ugly reality that is there in the borders. And that is the situation which the present government, thanks to the present government for him. So, I would say these so-called pseudo-liberals or pseudo-secularists who say that we have not taken the consent of the Assembly or UN and all that. I think these are all very academic issues, good for seminar discussions, not for ground realities. When soldiers are being killed, innocent women and children are being killed, and children are hijacked under threat of the religious fundamentalism, jihad kind of things. How can you deal? Even if 10 people are jihadists, they are not fit to be in India. Including the fundamentalist Hindus who think that only Muslims should be targeted and they are anti-nationals. No, all are citizens. We all are citizens. Muslims are who are they? They are our own people. Mughals have already assimilated. You can't erase this. History cannot be rewritten in this sense except in textbooks which are twisted here and there. A good honest textbook of history, perhaps it takes a long time to come. Most of them are accounted, most of them are based on evidences and all. So therefore, I would say that the other side of the assessment or accusation of India is General Assembly and Security Council. Both of them, I don't think they are seriously worried. They will allow debates to go on. You remember, I think that Subramania remembers. What do you mean filibustering? Have you heard of filibustering? Filibustering is a debate that takes place in a house or assembly or legislature continuously, incessantly, unstopped for days and nights together. That happened again about Kashmir also. Shagab, our Krishna Menon, and Bhutto, the former Prime Minister, who said, I will chop off the head of India, taking away Kashmir. They went on debating in the UN for days and nights together, 24 hours, marathon speech. That's marathon speech. To filibustering means if you want to kill a motion in the House, which is there a formal agenda, you go on talking, putting textbooks like this, and all that. So that filibustering happened. In spite of it, UN was not in a position to solve that problem also. So that's my answer to that question. That means UN also has been very selective in its morality, if it is morality. Selective or partial in its strategy, if it is a strategy also. Because UN also has got remote controls. So therefore, that is not a problem for me or like you. China. Yes, it is here that Article 370. That's why I said geopolitical angle. You must think of China. Why China is interested in this? Not because it wants to support Pakistan for terrorism or taking away Kashmir. China has got soft attitude to Pakistan only for its trade purposes. Yesterday in the debate, somebody was asking me, sir, what happens if China attacks India? China will never attack India. Because China has got such a huge army. Their army is 40 to 50% more sophisticated than India. And India will never foolishly think of waging war against China. We can conquer Pakistan, but that's not our agenda. We have shown it in this East Bengal crisis. We have handed over everything. And all our neighbors who have been benefited by India have been our enemies in most critical times. This is the problem that worries me. Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, except Bhutan, all other neighbors are suspect of India as a big brother. Because of our gigantic status, the emerging global prominence, and the kind of economic leaps that we are achieving, definitely these small neighbors will have a suspicion of a big brother. It's there. So in such context, you have to use the kind of judgment, or I don't say judgment, your assessment of the situation to answer yourselves the doubts. First you answer your doubts, then you are a perfect rational individual. So that means to say China is one country which is totally for Pakistan, for trade purposes. That's why Modi is also trying his best. But never a single word was uttered in the Ping and Modi meeting in Mahabalipuram. No, diplomacy is different. Bilateral relationship is different. Bonohami is different. But when you think of the national interest, national security, nation's economic agenda, nation's geopolitical survival and its integrity, you have to be like Machiavelli. Hope you have heard of Machiavelli? Yeah. If not, ask me. You will have a special lecture on Machiavelli. Machiavelli is the one who advised like our Chanakya. Both are similar. But their The total perceptions are different, but in details they are very good. Machiavelli advised the Prince of Italy, where Italy was divided. Each region was fighting against other. He said the king should be having the brain of a fox and the courage of a lion. Where is the morality in this? Where are the ethics in that? So that means to say that a political leader has to have that kind of quality of a mix of both bravado and also a kind of balancing effort also. In China's case, I think it's a very tough challenge for Modi. And China will never side India, even if we give permission for trade. China is interested in India only for economic purpose. Big market. India is a big market for any nation that way. Thanks to that. China is unhappy with India. Can anybody tell me why? Because of Tibet. Because we have taken or given shelter to Dalai Lama. Just as we say Pakistan is a permanent headache for India. For China, Dalai Lama's staying in India is also an irritant, different headache. These are all issues that are to be viewed together, not in isolated terms, as simplistic as possible. So therefore, the idea that we have to assess is all neighbors, including US also, thanks to the, what you can say, temperamental Trump. He is a president from the conservative side of America. They oppose blacks. Now they don't oppose because Constitution has guaranteed. Democrats, they don't say blacks as vote bank. You must appreciate democratic spirit in US. They consider blacks as supporters, automatic, instantaneous supporters of Democratic Party because blacks, they don't vote as anti-white or racist. They vote in a party which has got some support for the blacks also. So that's the kind of clarity that has emerged over periods. Thinking of the old days of Dallas, the racist persons and all that. Today Dallas is a kind of place where even blacks can survive with dignity and all that. So that means to say that the issue of the repercussions, I'm talking, the consequences of Mission Kashmir, the agenda of Kashmir, bravado of the Union government and its welcome by all civilized countries have welcomed it. It's an internal matter of India. True, we have so many problems. True that Britishers gave option to 500 princely states to declare independence. India would have been 10 times the European continent, of having all different assemblies, armies, and Maharajas, and their assemblies and all that. Can you ever imagine? Just because we are liberals, just because the British covenant is there, instrument of integration, accession is there, these are all some of the things that are outdated. They are irrelevant for the present context. So in this context, when we view retrospective, many people have committed going to plebiscite because it was a kind of assurance. We'll satisfy in our domestic problem. If there is a property problem, we'll tell some younger brother, we will give more share because we are all educated, you will get it. But ultimately, when it comes to brass tacks, we may have to be realistic also. And this is the kind of situation, and politics being known for this complexity, I think we should view that also. So the position of the UN and other members of the Security Council is absolutely, I don't say pro-India or anti-India, it is status quo. It will just like reservation is there on the paper and we are in India implementing. We don't know when we will end reservation. But only creamy layer policy comes, yeah, we should say, yes, if I am an SC, if I get my children advantage, it is shameful for me, enough for me. And that kind of realization should come from them, not from me. If I say that, so and so is a upper caste man, is telling like that. So, the enlightened, liberal thinking in terms of sacrifice, like people, what is it, giving up that subsidy for the gas cylinder and all that. These are all small gestures, but very good gestures. For elderly people getting into the compartment in metro, number of times I have gone there, wherever my driver is not there, elderly people are respected, people, youngsters like you, thanks to your education and your culture. And that is the realization that should come, not by constitutional amendments. That's why I said Article 370 is only technically a constitutional amendment of abrogating 370, but the obnoxious and the contradictory, anti-democratic, anti-federal, anti-citizen, and unequal kind of situation that was there. This thing has been removed by a stroke of pen. Now, whether it's going to help Kashmir people or not, it's for them to take advantage. They have to come to the mainstream. They should demand more money. You see, I must tell you, those days when in the mid-70s, we were told daily 10 to 20 crores of rupees were spent every day on maintaining Kashmir, including the army supplies and all that. If that is the kind of economic inroad or burden that it's causing, I think we should be very careful. If you want to build a modern India, you need to think of better agenda, not this kind of diversions which are perverted, which are biased, which are against the spirit of the unity and diversity of India, a secular India. I'm not talking secular in the pseudo-secular sense. I'm talking in the secular sense, treating all people as equal citizens of this country. That's why I said the Republican Constitution of India is supreme, and the supremacy belongs to even the minority, the Christian, the Muslim, the Sikh, and Jains and others also. And that's the spirit with which you should view Article 370, not from merely from textual point of view. So, this. A token opposition by the morally bankrupt and technically serving opposition parties in the parliament is only just an escapist one. They are abstained also, barring few people. The other day I was doing lecture on 370, I made a remark against Communist Party. Communist Party, I don't say they are patriots of this country, they are loyal to the ideology. Incidentally, they are in India, they are like you are having passport. The communist loyalty is to the ideology. Marxism is dead. But the communists in India think that still the olden days of Mao Zedong or Lenin, Stalin, another kind of thing that I think the communists have very intelligent questions to ask, but they don't have answers themselves also. And one professor who was professing or following communism asked me, "Sir, you are very harsh on communism." I said, "I'm harsh. When Indo-China war took place in 1962, where was your loyalty? Your loyalty was to Beijing, no Beijing. Your loyalty was to Moscow and the USSR those days. So when your loyalty is divided in your own psyche, where is the question of your defending Indian constitution, Indian political system, Indian governments, whichever government it may be. Any elected government represents the delivery of the constitution to the people of India. In that spirit we should take care. Incidentally, the advantage is taken by the BJP also. Yeah, in the election, the rallies, they use not economic issues or agricultural distress, death of farmers, no, they don't. 370. What to do? When we elect scoundrels, criminals as corporators, legislators, I must tell you, my dear friends, you please check the facts. 241 members of the parliament were elected in 2019 Lok Sabha elections. They have criminal charges and FIRs are pending before several courts of this country. And 8 crore cases are pending in all courts, more so in High Court and Supreme Court. Therefore, all of you who are going to be judges and lawyers, you take care of that disposal. Fast track, middle track, slow track, or no track. Jayanta's DPA case took 20 years to imprison her. And for 20 years you get the benefit of bail, you get the benefit of doubt, and you also get acquitted. Sometimes you are convicted when you are not alive. What is this perversion, tragedy, miscarriage of justice? You know, that perspective should be there. And if you think of in this context, I'm sure I'm not defending Article 370. I'm happy as a student of Indian politics that this unequal status of the Indian federal system has been removed. But states are not treated properly also. True, we have elected 25 members of parliament from Karnataka. Nobody cares for Karnataka in this, including Prime Minister, because they are not majority. If 25 people go, what? So what? We will elect 25 more in the name of popular 370. They are attached. So this is the kind of political game that is playing on. So therefore, that particular thing also. Token opposition is role and reactions of the dynastic rules of erstwhile J&K beneficiaries of special care status. Farooq, his son, Saida, and all these people, they have ruled this country and robbed this particular state and robbed it. The entire wealth of Kashmir belongs to these families. There are evidences. I am not making wild allegations because I am a teacher of political science. Who has the courage to touch them? So therefore, I would say they are kept under house arrest. You may ask, just as a good student of, innocent student of equality, equal opportunity, freedom. You may ask, sir, why they are kept under house arrest? Because the situation is like that. They are also head in glove with partially. They enjoy the benefits of Indian Constitution. They get elected to the seats of power. They enjoy the benefits of leadership and political patronage. At the same time, they harbor the terrorists also. In such a situation, knowing fully well that he is of a doubtful background, credentials, how can you allow such people to openly go in the name of democracy? So freedom is not absolute, it is relative. Freedom is with reasonable restrictions, which is there in the article, Constitution itself. So equal opportunity of freedom, they are not to be stretched beyond certain limits of civilized restraints and all that. So therefore, I have no brief for such people who say that we are kept under house arrest. Where is the public opinion? Nobody is supporting them. Rather, the youths are throwing stone pelts on the soldiers, not on these people or in favor of the release of these people. Only some of our intellectuals like Punisha Karaya and many other perverted Congress leaders or ex-Congress, they are not true Congress leaders. True congressmen will never support an anti-national. And such people are there. You know, the advantage of freedom or democracy is I teach fascism, communism, not communalism. But still my students are not told to be fascist and Nazist. I am telling them what are the negative aspects of fascism and Nazism. That's the point of discussion. And that way, I think the house arrest and all that, before you ask a question, my answer to that would be that also. Future course of series of remedial measures. Now, I am not a spokesperson for Government of India, but as a citizen, and I have been very committed, dedicated member of the citizen, body Indian politics, I would say that remedial special package for the youth of Kashmir is an immediate necessity. That's why thousands of youths are getting into army. Economic revival, including the J&K's defense, very important. So army must be there. 50,000 troops are there. So what? When I have all the problems, I keep local police who are only there to do some civil duties, not for 6 years. Then prevention of elimination of terrorism in the valley. That's the most important thing. Today, terrorism has been exported within India from Kashmir, and the people who are there, they are well connected with the jihadists, the ISIS, and all these groups are there. Apart from that, there are also people who are ready to take revenge against India and all that. So the criticisms and the solutions go together when we come to Article 370. Media, yes, another point I mentioned. Media is also not focusing. Any media, Rajdeep Sandesh, he is a kind of critic on Modi. He says freedom is not given and Barkadat. Well, such people are there only for TV entertainment, not for answering reality. I must say that solutions are not that easy. When 72 years problem is solved by resolution of the parliament, I think we must also give space for solutions. So solutions will emerge. Maybe in another 10 years, perhaps I will not be alive. And then you will realize that Kashmir is a truly integrated part of India, and all of you can go without a fear of life or security and all that. That situation should emerge. It will emerge because the dawn of new India is emerging, not because of BJP, but we have invested. People like us have invested in the constitution that we have. So therefore, the future, but one thing I would say is the politics of appeasement by the previous government and even token efforts of the present Indian government, they have to be very cautiously watched by us also. because these governments, just for the sake of winning elections, that's why there is a difference between, what is the difference between a statesman and a politician? A statesman is one who thinks of the next generations. A politician is one who thinks of the next election. You assess Modi in between this, Shah in between this, Sonia in this, Rahul in this. This is the situation in which we have to be very, I don't say cautious, but extra cautious, extra vigilant, not to be misled. The kind of propaganda that's going on, for and against Article 370 and its abrogation, all these things, the future course of actions, developments, post-abrogation operations, and making J&K as a part of India's national agenda and overall growth without sacrificing the national security or integrity. I think these are the issues on which we should focus. And we have many things that I have mentioned, and about few things about Article 30, like 2 minutes. Article 35A also. Triple Talaq. These are all kind of small, not small, big irritants that were there, and slap on the face of equality of people. And the government has done. The timing of that taking advantage, what can you do? When you have power in your hands, definitely you are not a saint, you are like Machiavelli or Chanakya, you will take advantage. But people should not fool all the people all the time. We can be fooled for some time. Let us see what happens and all that. And Article 370, autonomy. Why do you need autonomy when the Constitution is so clear? Central list, state list, concurrent list. What more you need? More than this, you don't require any autonomy. That autonomy was given as a temporary solution to the Jammu and Kashmir people in order to integrate them. Many leftist thinkers, I must tell you in 2 minutes, they were different, JNU perhaps, most of them. They think that abrogation of 370 is violation of the instrument of accession and also the spirit of agreement between Kashmir and special status. Now, where are they? In which era they are living? Today you are in 2019, when the global community is emerging as a strong unifying force. You are looking into some of the outdated, parasitical kind of perceptions to cling on. For what purpose? I don't know what is wrong with their clarity of thinking. So therefore, today, technology, thanks to technology, it is trying to remove this kind of geographical and political boundaries beyond our expectations. And there are dangers also in that, that's there. So any new technology, it has inherent dangers also, the loopholes also. But you should be cautious. As a driver, I know how to drive. Supposing I am a drunken driver, you know the art. The same thing happens to technology also. So therefore, to them, I would say the idea of autonomy is outdated in the present context of the Republican Constitution of India. Let us not talk about autonomy anymore. You take care of the people of Kashmir who are assured of that. But if you have not taken advantage for 70 years, all of a sudden, how do you talk about autonomy and separate identity and all? I think these things are. So anyhow, I'll come to the end part of my lecture. Future apprehensions and possibilities I have mentioned already. How far force can be enforced? Army, security forces, Indian national security, kind of intelligence and all that. Yes, it has to be there for some time till the situation is known. And newspaper, media and others also should not highlight. For them, everything is breaking news. Changing a tie and coat is a breaking news. That should not be there. I think our media also should be more held responsible, not by legislation, but by such kind of criticism and whatever warning. Central intervention. Article 356. Well, 370 is one side. They have removed that cancer. But there is a minor element of Article 356 which has been misused by all governments in power. What for is Article 356 to be there? Because it is ostentiously it is for the breakdown of the constitutional system in the state and also the rule of law situation in the state also. So the central rule is there. But BJP has been cautious in doing, especially Modi. In Vajpayee's system, it was a reply to Srimati Indira Gandhi is doing that. Article 350, see, lock, stock, man. That is it. Now, they are very careful about it. So therefore, the federal structure of the Constitution of India should not be misused by invoking Article 356 as and when the ruling party thinks that it's convenient for that. So the message is, the ultimate message, before I conclude the lecture, allow you to have questions, is reconciliation process. How long it will take? It is not 1 year, it is not 2 years. Till the youth of Kashmir trust the Constitution of India, come out of the jihadist perception, come out of the fundamentalist, actually fundamentalism is not part of India. Communalization of the Indian people, of some sections, including Hindus. Today we talk of Hindutva. What is Hindutva? Hindutva is not synonymous with Hinduism. Hindu religion is such a universal religion, nobody should distort it also. If you want it, you will have a separate lecture on that. All much I am saying is reconciliation. The wound is there. How do you reconcile? Put a bomb, solutions. Integrate the people of Kashmir into Indian Union, especially women, Article 35. But very few people have the courage to take advantage of these amendments. That's also a reality. Because the religious kind of sentiments are so strong. So that's why Marx said, religion is like opium. The moment you talk of religion, all your rational faculties are dead. Because religion, like Marx, communism is a circuitous argument also. So therefore, I would say the message that I would offer is, offer generous development package. Instead of spending on army, instead of spending on the kind of damage control, you offer development package for the peace and order in Kashmir post 370 situation, and try to avoid these vociferous tendencies in order by addressing them and talking to them and meeting them at all at the grassroots level. That's why the teachers and students of Kashmir and other parts of India should go and talk to each other and infuse that confidence in them that you are in a safe constitution which is durable and very accommodative, and a constitution which takes care of the unity in diversity, the kind of situations that you have seen. You take the example of linguistic change. We don't have a common language, but still we are surviving as a one nation. Then that is possible. Without a common lingua franca, why not as a political entity for political purpose? So, history of political geography is an accident. Now, how you take care of this accident, how you mark ahead, these are all challenges to you and me, the citizens of this India. So, I would say in the end that the issues of long-term pending, whatever the issues of Kashmir, skillful diplomacy and adequate security measures should go hand in hand. Our diplomacy should be good. Indian foreign officers should educate the public throughout the world. They are very poor in that, and recently they are doing. I hope they will do it also. So that's there. And okay, well, I have said enough on that. But except China, most of the countries, including US, they are with India. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this.